What's up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm so glad that you're here for this bonus video. Hope you guys had a good week and I hope that you loved Friday's video as much as I did. I love all of them, but I have already worn the leopard skirt with my like 18-hole flat Doc Martens and like a crop sweatshirt. Oh, it's so good. I'm really stoked. So today what I'm gonna do is really just show you all the ways that these skirts can be wrapped so you realize how versatile a piece this is. I get a lot more versatility out of the sewed version than I did out of the plaid version. And that's not because it was sewn as much as it's because I just made it wider. So it gives me more coverage, which means I can wrap it as a dress this way and that way and a top and all these different options because there's more fabric to work with. And so just keep that in mind when you're making your pattern, is if you do think you really want to wear these in multiple ways, just make sure that you really give yourself that width, which was about 1.5 times your body, your actual hip. So for me, that was 35 was my hip. I ended up cutting my pattern between 48 and 54 inches wide. Okay, that's it. Let's get right into this. There's a million ways that you guys can wear these wrap skirts, and I'm really excited to show you now. If you didn't catch the DIY, I will link it down below. I have a no-sew version and I have a sewing version, which is this here. And I'm gonna show you all the ways you can wrap it. Now, just a quick disclaimer for anyone that didn't catch that last video. I talked about how the buttonhole foot on my sewing machine broke. So I will have a little buttonhole put like right here in the waistband. I'll just drop it off at the dry cleaner, have them pop a little buttonhole there. But for now, I'm just gonna wrap it without it, and that totally works. So if you guys don't want to put a buttonhole, you don't have to. Okay, so here is the first very easy version. We're just going to take it and crisscross it, right? So one side's gonna go kind of on top because I don't have the buttonhole. The other's basically just gonna go right over it to hide that. And now you tie it wherever you want. Front, back, side. This is the most coverage version, right? So you can see when I walk, I'm not gonna be showing any leg. It's only gonna open a little. It's full coverage all the way around. I wore this yesterday with a crop sweatshirt and my flat 18-hole Doc Marten boots, and it was really, really cute, super chic. And again, it gives you that full coverage. So as you're walking, you're not showing any leg. Obviously, the variations of this exact option are just tying it in different locations. So if you wanted to see the tie, you could just tie it off to the side in a knot and let it kind of dangle like a little detail, which looks really pretty and super flattering. Of course, you could do a bow. Now I'll show you a really good hack for creating the perfect bow. You actually tie the bow backwards to yourself. So if I were doing this normally for my comfort, this would be my side. This is how I would tie it. But do you see how the bow ends up going the wrong way? It's going up and down. That's not what I want. So instead of tying it with this side first, which is my normal hand, I'm gonna go here, left side first. Left, I'm gonna wrap around, and look, it ends up creating a bow that lays exactly the right way. So it's got two on the side and comes down. It's hard to tell with the print, but it's like the perfect bow. So again, those details are really just wrapping and tying. Now, let's say you want to show a little more leg. Instead of going like this and wrapping it around like I just did, this side right here, I'm gonna slide my hand over. And it's basically, it's almost like adjusting how wide this skirt was, making it more and more narrow, which means I'm gonna show more skin. So now let's grab the other side. And here you have two options. One is you just tie it here in the front and you end up with this kind of like asymmetric bow. You'll have this side be a little larger and you basically just pull. You'll have one tail being longer than the rest, but you can see it pulls open the skirt a little bit more, right? So you've got a little more leg showing. Again, if you want to go even further, you just keep sliding it to show as much leg as you want. And let's just kind of do that, right? So you can see, moving it over, is now, instead of tying it here, we are going to wrap this side, which is my long tail, around and meet back in the front. Now, again, tie a pretty bow. I'll actually just do a knot, I think would look better. And there you go. Now, what this looks like from the front is just this really beautiful pleating detail, but it's when I really walk, like let's you know, it's gonna open, right? See, it's opening. I don't have much room in my room to show you, but it made the skirt this much more narrow. So when I walk, I'm gonna have more of a thigh slit. And if you just wanna keep going, you just keep on going as far over as you want, showing as much skin as you want. So it's like this sliding scale, again, allowing this skirt to be your full coverage skirt and your sassy thigh-high slit skirt. One that I really like is almost wearing it like a sarong, but we're still gonna have full coverage. So you're gonna take the two sides, let me move over, take the two sides like this and crisscross them. Instead of wrapping like this, you're gonna crisscross them again. Now pull. There you go. Now I'm gonna tie it in the back. I want to show you. You can see the really pretty pleating. If you did this in like a velvet skirt, or I'll show you in the metallic, these pleats are going to be really pronounced and super, super flattering. Now, as you can see, when I walk, it opens, right? So, two options. One is you wrap this over something like this, a slip or like a cropped sweater dress where it's meant to be seen. The other option is just grabbing a safety pin. Put one side on the bottom, one side on the top, kind of slide down to where you don't want it to open any further. So I'll find that'll be my spot. Hold the two sides together, and from the back side, we're gonna pin it just slightly. I barely want to pick up any fabric, so I don't want to see the pin. But now look, it can't open. So now when I walk, I've got that full coverage, it's not going anywhere, and it will stay closed, and I end up with this really pretty other version that's got this V in the front and all this pretty detailing, but I still have my full coverage. Okay, on to the next. Another option is turning this into a mini. We're gonna fold it in half. There we go, perfectly in half, right? Now, you need to hold both sides together. You do have the option, of course, of putting a little safety pin here and a safety pin here so that it stays folded in half. But if not, you can just tie it tight. Now, basically, everything we already did is another option. And it's just a mini instead. So I overlap, right? We're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it. And then again, I can just tie it off to the side. And there we go. I have a cute little mini skirt. Same idea, same wrap skirt, gives me all that versatility. So cute with like tights and boots. And again, you could do the same thing here. If you wanted, you could, you know, slide it like that to create that pleating. I don't think I'm going to, but you could if you wanted. Obviously, this is the other option if this is, again, more of a like sarong style, where you're basically wearing it so it opens up fully on the side. You've got that full, you know, kind of thigh thing. So again, just keep in mind, it's gonna open up on you. You could, of course, do the same thing and pin it. Another quick version I just wanna show, which was this version. Instead of tying it, you could tie a knot in it. Now, see? That's like the new shape of one side. So this side would just stay like this side would stay like this, and now I can just tie it. You would just basically fold, see how you're seeing the reverse? I'll fold that over so I'm not seeing the reverse. And there you go. Really pretty. Again, I mean, it's just like the best skirt. I really hope you guys do this. I'm obsessed. Okay, let's discuss dresses. Oh, and obviously we didn't talk about this, but because it's a wrap skirt, you could wear it like low. You know, you could tie it this way and wear it low. I like them high, but totally up to you. Okay, let's talk about dresses. Now, I've got it wrapped, right? It's just centers in the back. You're going to crisscross the front, just like that, and tie it in the back. Now, you can just leave it like this if you want. This particular print is a little Flintstones in this style. But you get the sense of it. Now, I really like it with a belt. I think it's gonna, not only will it hold the dress closed, like exactly where you want it, so that you don't have any opening, but it also gives it sort of a detail that makes it look, you know, much more like legit. But you can see there's really pretty pleats and detailing, again, depending on the fabric that you're gonna do. It's great. It's really versatile. This is like a legit dress. Let's pull those straps out of there. Right? Great dress. So easy. Now we are going to start in the same place. You're going to take it, and instead of just overlapping like this, you're going to twist it back, right? And now take these two pieces, go up over the top and back to the bottom. Again, this will function as your belt, so you can do the overlap as much as you want so that you don't have anything opening up on you. I like it a little lower than that. You can adjust the straps in any way that you want. Make that a little bit tighter. And there you go, a strapless dress. And so this is what it looks like with a belt. Again, you could wear like a long sleeve shirt under this if you wanted it more for the winter. But again, this is just one other way that you could wear it as a dress. Now, let's take it up over the shoulder like this. Tie the straps on the shoulder. Tie it so that this part lays nice on you. Overlap your side so you have your coverage. For me, what I think is easiest is now just belting it. Right? You just kind of create your overlap and leave it belted so that this is actually what's holding everything in place. Of course, if you wanted, you could do pins on it or double stick tape on it. Okay, so here it is. One side is gonna go up and over and make sure that it gives you that coverage. Now the other side is wrapping around the bottom. Tie it off on the side. This just anchors it in. You can either tie it here, or for even more like kind of security, you wrap it around the waist one more time. Now this gives you really pretty one shoulder. It's got pretty sort of detail in the back, you can see, and it's longer, so it's providing quite a bit of coverage, actually. This is really a good one. I like it. All right, so it's in the front. Now, we're gonna make sure we get coverage. So that part is wraps over and covers that side. This wraps over and covers that side. And now, you can tie it in the front, and it becomes this little like long sleeve, almost kind of, it reminds me of like an almost Asian inspired. Anywhere we've got that full coverage, it's kind of cool, you know? You can tell what that is. That's the hem where my fingers are. Here are the two straps. I just put it over one side. Now I'm gonna take this one side and I'm gonna wrap around, and this side and wrap around. It's kind of cool. I don't know. It's an option. I feel like there's something there. I don't know what yet, but I think there's something. For the NoSew version, anything that we just did is pretty much going to work. Obviously, the most basic version is this. Fold down that back a little bit, and you really, the good thing about the stretch is you can pull super tight, and then tie this wherever you want, and it's going to give you that really pretty pleated detail in the front. All of this. Like, it really sucks you in. It lays super flat. It's really flattering. I don't like the shoes that I wore in the video. I think it would have been better, I don't know, with something else. Like even this with, you know, pumps, I think would have been better. But this is one option. And again, really simple, really structured, feels really good. Sweater, boots, whatever. So let's do what we did with the leopard one, which was kind of slide it over and twist. There we go. And then we'll tie it here. So this is that version. You can see what that does is it pulls it over so that now there's more of a thigh slit if you want that. And it also creates this little detail, right? This like little wrapped detail. So again, length is going to be the same, but opening as far as how much skin you're showing is what's going to adjust there. You can also do the sort of, what am I calling it? The like sarong style. So you crisscross them and you crisscross them again, and then you pull. And this is why that 4-way stretch that I recommended is so good, because that way, no matter how you cut it, you're gonna have that stretch and you can pull things. It feels so good, like it feels so tight. So here again, this is the sarong version. So if you wanted it to be closed and you weren't gonna wear something underneath, you would wanna lay that flat, slide your finger down to right here, and then you would put that safety pin right there on the bottom on the inside, right? So when it lays flat, you won't see it. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna show you photos of the metallic skirt. I'm not gonna show you how I wrap them because obviously it's the exact same as the rest, but what I'll say is I actually think I'm gonna get the most versatility out of this NoSew metallic one because I cut it the same width as my leopard, so I think it was about 54 inches wide, obviously not including the straps, but because it's stretch, I can wrap it like a million different ways. So take a look at all these pictures. So here is that most basic version. You know the deal, you just overlap them and tie it front, back, whatever you want. On the left here is the knot version, which gives me more of a thigh slit, and on the right is that sarong version. Now this is the mini, I love it. I think the way that it pleats in the front is so pretty. This is one of the dress versions. Again, you can belt this however you want, but that's that crisscross at the neck. Then this is sort of that like sweetheart neck. I tied a knot and then just overlapped my panels and belted it so that I had coverage. And lastly, this is the one where it goes up over the shoulder and then the other side wraps around the waist, creating a one shoulder detail. All right, guys, well, that's it. We're done. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you are brand new, I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel because I've got great DIYs and I have an amazing one coming up next week. So next Friday, I'm actually doing a 2-piece loungewear set, like a matching, really cozy sweater. It's so sexy, such a classic silhouette. You could wear them with like a leather jacket and boots or cozy slippers around the house. It's absolutely killer. So I can't wait to share that with you guys next week, next Friday. Thanks for being here for this one. If you did not catch the actual DIY, remember, I will link down below the link for the original video. That way, if you don't already have a wrap skirt and you want to make your own, you can go ahead and do that. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Bye.